Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Angie and today we're going to be setting up our 2026 cash binder setup. I'm so excited to do this. My main goal for this video is to condense my cash envelope system. I'm going to add in a few new things, however, it's going to be overall condensed. And I'm going to split this video into two parts. So the first part is going to be me actually setting up my binder setup, going through my binders, showing you kind of the nitty-gritty details. And then the second part of the video is just going to be a flip through. So if you want to skip to that part, you could skip to this time here. I'll also have chapters down below, so you could just click it and it'll bring you to that part of the video. So if you like this type of content, this is what I do here on my channel. I do cash stuffings, unstuffings, condensings, and more. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get on with the video. Alright, so before we get started with the cash binders, I just wanted to quickly show you my planner setup. So I do have an A5 planner and I use inserts. So actually first we'll get to this in a second, but this is my daily planner spread. So I got this from, this came out, but I'll fix that later. I got this from Crossbow & Co, I believe that is the planner shop name. I'll have them linked down below. It's a small business from the UK and I thought their spreads were just very cute. And yeah, this is kind of what I'm going to be working with on a day-to-day basis. This is just like a daily spread, and then for each month they have the calendar on the front page, kind of like this. So that's what I'm working with. And then this is kind of tied into my 2026 goals, which is what I'll kind of get into as I'm setting up my cash binders. I do plan on saving up a $10,000 emergency fund. This savings challenge is an A5 savings challenge from Comfort Coins. So I think in a lot of my videos, I'll be taking this out because this is just kind of big to work with. But anyway, that is my A5 setup. And now let's move on to my cash binders. All right, so this is my current high priority binder. So this is what it looks like. I will be switching out this binder and I'll be switching it to this binder. So this is a binder I got from Budget with Maddie. It was one of her imperfect binders. So on the back here, this is a little like flipped up, but that's totally fine. I don't really see that part anyway, and I'm gonna have a lot of envelopes in this. So I think the first thing we should do is take out the envelopes that are in here. And I'm probably going to use this deco in the new binder because it's recently new. This is from Budgets with Liz, by the way. Okay, so bye-bye high priority. Okay, so here are my current envelopes. Here's my deco. And let's kind of set up this new binder. So yeah, definitely comment down below what your goals are for 2026 financially or in your personal life. So my financial goals for 2026 are to build up that $10,000 emergency fund. So that is first. I would say second, I like this over here. That looks nice. Okay, so second would be to save up probably about $2,000 in my car maintenance fund. So my goal would be $5,000 to have in there. However, I think realistically this year, $2,000 will probably be what we're able to reach in there. I would say another goal of mine for a sinking fund would be for Christmas, since we are, about to be celebrating Christmas, is to save up $2,000 for Christmas. I recently just did $1,300, a little over $1,300, and me and my boyfriend were kind of like, it could be a bit more. So anyway, my high priority setup is going to have a few things. So it's going to have some bookmarks. So these are kind of new. They're going to go in various binders, but I believe these ones are for high priority. So the first bookmark, and these I just made myself, is going to be bills. So this is going to be my bill envelopes. So that includes groceries, my gas rollover, my cell phone, gym membership, dental insurance, which should be changing pretty soon. My job offers an EPO and a PPO health plan, and I think my dentist will take my insurance if it's a PPO. So that would save me a good amount of money per month. So Apple, and then these we're going to save to the side. Now in my high priority, I think I'm also, well, not I think, this is my plan. I do want to house Joe's bill envelopes and his like sinking funds. So I just made this little heart bookmark to represent his portion of the binder, but let me get his binder quickly. Okay, so let's move this here for a second. Now Joe's cash envelope system is slightly different. So I do cash stuff like a duo income. However, I don't cash up his whole income. He gives me about $400 to $500 a week to put into his envelopes, as well as, you know, anything we would share together, like a vacation, our real estate fund. So I'll take care of this in a second. But so I also will be introducing a new envelope for him, because we did recently just start doing cash in his wallet per week for his spending, groceries, and gas. So I feel like I really don't need those envelopes anymore. I will be introducing these. So we do want to start a Costco fund because we love going to Costco together. This is going to be his wallet rollover. And then these are our two, well, this one's going to come later. This one will be going in our high priority envelope. This will be replacing our real estate fund. I just think this is a lot cuter. So we'll get to that in a second. But his first envelope is going to be wallet rollover. And then I'll probably do Costco right after. And then we'll just get to, you know, his hair appointment, gym membership, supplements, skincare, subscriptions. So that kind of makes up Joe's portion, and I'll move this cash over to his wallet rollover. And then we're going to get into sinking funds. So these are kind of our shared sinking funds, like what I was saying before. So our high priorities for this are car maintenance, emergency, and I think I wanted to do rainy day. This is kind of like mine, but that's fine. We could do it here. And then we'll do future home, which is shared, medical, which I'm sure we'd both pull out of, annual fees, covers both of our annual fees, P.O. Box, I might move that. And then miscellaneous would be shared as well. Okay, so there we have it. We have 3 bookmarks separating our cash envelopes. So we have bills, Joe's portion, and our sinking funds together. And I kind of did this in this binder because this binder can house more envelopes, and I knew that I would have more envelopes in my high priority binder. So let's move over his wallet rollover from his spending, groceries, and gas. And then for each cash stuffing weekly, that is cash that I will be just putting to the side for him, and he takes that in his wallet. I made him little like wallet divider tabs, and it's been working really well for him. He really enjoys it, and he's trying to kind of stay like debt free and stay in a cash system. We're just both trying to better our finances, so that just works for him. So in wallet rollover, he has 100, 200, 20, 40, 60, 80, 300, 10, 20, 25. And that is if, you know, I forget to give him cash for the week, he'll pull out of his, like I think one time, I think last week, I forgot to give him the cash in person, so I just like put it in his envelopes and he used a card. However, he then he wrote down his expenses and we unstuffed it and it was totally fine. So yay, this is our new high priority. She's kind of thick, so maybe, sorry, maybe I will condense this later on and remove some envelopes, but this is what I'm going to be working with now. I'm super happy with it. And I will move this probably to the back here. I'm going to figure out what to do with that. The next binder we are going to set up is a new low priority, kind of like a hybrid binder. So I'll show you my current low priority. This is her. She is beautiful and gorgeous. So she houses my low priority envelopes, and she also houses my sinking funds, or sorry, savings challenges. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to remove my savings challenges. They are going to have a place in just a second. And then I'm going to remove my envelopes, and I'm going to remove my deco. All right, bye-bye low priority. Okay, and I did decide to introduce a new low priority binder. So here she is. This is from Rain Budgets over here on YouTube and Instagram. So this is kind of a similar binder to the one I had previously from Budget with Maddie. And I decided I kind of wanted a bigger binder for low priority because what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my low priority to also kind of be a hybrid with my business envelopes. So, oops, that was kind of hard. I don't think I'll be able to get that piece with my nails on, so when I take them off, I'll get that out. All right, so there's not too much changing here with my envelopes. I think I will actually be condensing one of my envelopes. So we have my personal spending, hair appointment, clothing, and I think toiletries and skincare I will be condensing into one envelope. So I'm gonna take out, I'll probably just keep it to toiletries. I'm just gonna put that in there. So toiletries, we're gonna get rid of. Skincare, I'll just put that to the side. Supplements, Nespresso, entertainment, date night, and small shop fund. And then to separate my business binders, I did make a low priority bookmark that I'll put in the front, but business is gonna go back here. So let's move this. We'll put this in just a second, and let's take out my business binder. All right. So I think for my business binder, I am going to be condensing some of these envelopes here. I don't think I need an entire business binder, so that's kind of part of my condensing. So let's take out my business envelopes. Okay, and then we have to actually hop back in here because my real estate envelope is in here, and I have to fill up my my future home envelope. So for my business envelopes, I will be keeping materials, and I'll be keeping shipping supplies. I'm gonna get rid of shipping expenses. It's all just gonna come out of here. So I'll just move the funds in here. And I did just recently do an unstuffing off camera, so if the amounts look different, that's why. Printer ink, freebies. I'm gonna get rid of the YouTube envelope. However, that doesn't mean that I don't love you guys. I just will be pulling that out of probably like the small shop fund when I do giveaways, because I'm gonna purchase from small shops. And then business miscellaneous. And honestly, I feel like a lot of the envelopes that I have in my high priority could probably fit in here. So I might change that up, maybe off camera. I'm gonna kind of sit with this after I make this video and decide what I like, what I don't like. I might change a few things, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I wonder if this will fit in here. That kind of looks weird. I don't know. I think what's most important here is that, like, when we do our setups, you got to sit with it. You got to do it a little earlier than when 2026 January 1st hits. You got to see if this is going to be something sustainable for you, or if you need to change some stuff up. And there's no shame in changing things up. I kind of like how that pops out. Okay, so here is my new low priority. Let's quickly do our work in our high priority here. So yeah, this is a lot of envelopes, but that's okay. I think, like I said, I'm gonna sit with it. I'm gonna figure some stuff out. So for now, let's move this here. Let's jump back in here. This is my old business binder. We just have a few envelopes in here. I'm gonna take care of that deco in a second. So dry cleaner, we haven't touched this all year. I'm kind of thinking of getting rid of this. Now this is for Joe. I might just put these funds in his wallet rollover. I'm gonna see what would be a good place to put that. Yeah, you know what, for now, actually, let's put this in Costco. Let's try to have something started. He hasn't, like, gotten his stuff dry cleaned, so I'm gonna tell him. We'll figure it out. And then for our future home binder, which I think I passed, car maintenance, emergency, rainy day, future home. That is going to be from our real estate envelope. So we currently have about $8,000, so that is in the bank. And then we have $8,050, I believe, saved up for our future home. So that kind of ties into my second goal, and that is to save up. I'm going to try, at least on my end, to save up about $20,000, and that'll mostly be in the bank, obviously, but I will be working on my future home savings. One of my other goals is actually to max out my Roth IRA for this year, and then to also, reach my 10K in my emergency fund. And these all seem pretty extreme. However, I did run the numbers. It's definitely possible. I just have to stay very disciplined. So that is it for this binder. I think for my investment envelope, I'm going to get rid of it. I'm going to move this $20 to the bank, and I'm just going to keep it in the bank. And I'm just going to do that on the side. So just like my Roth IRA and my brokerage account, that'll be something that's just digitally moved over. I think that's just a lot easier on me. So I'm going to move this. So we're good with high priority, we're good with low priority, we got rid of our business binder. So now let's move on. All right, so I did just want to say my holiday binder is pretty much staying the same. I'm not going to make any changes to this. I love the black binder. So that's pretty much it for my holiday binder. And then before we get to the last binder setup, I did just want to say my travel binder is going to be staying the same for now. It has all envelopes kind of updated. Everything is good. I think I'm just going to add one small envelope in here. And I'm not actually sure where to put it. Oh, you know what? I do have to switch a few things out. So I have my Disney World set up here, and then I will be switching out these bookmarks to my own bookmarks. So I made a few. I made Montenegro, Sedona, and Alaska. Alaska is my favorite place in the whole world. Sedona is where my family likes to travel. So I think it's just always good to have those bookmarks. So we have the Bahamas. I'm actually going to take this out. And I'm going to figure out a place for this. Alaska. See, I have my envelopes ready to go for when I get the green light to go to Alaska again. And then, oop, these envelopes they've been through it. And then I do have Sedona in the back here. We're just going to keep that there in case we do decide to go. Actually, wait, I have Sedona right here. So I just wanted to change a pace. I'm going to be using these bookmarks instead, just because I want to have my own kind of setup in here. So that's pretty much it. I have Montenegro, which is where we'll be going next year. Alaska, I'm going to figure out what to actually do with this savings challenge. I might actually discontinue it and move the funds somewhere else. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that now. I don't even know how much I have saved in here. So 20, 40, 60, 70, 1, 2, 3, and 4. How about, let's do $50 in Disney. I didn't realize we'd be doing a mini cash stuffing today. So 20, 40, 50. I guess we can count it. So we have 300, 400, 20, 40, and 50 in our lump sum, which this will make more sense. I think probably next week. I have one more package that I'm waiting on, and that is for a savings challenge for Disney World. So we have that. We have Montenegro here. Let's put this in accommodations. Okay. So in accommodations, we have 50, 70, 90, 100, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then one envelope I want to move in here, but I just kind of don't know where to put it. I'll put it in the back. Actually, let's do it right here. Let's do it right in the front. So this is for mini trips. So if we do want to take like a small vacation, we are just going to stuff this envelope. This might even be moved into low priority, but I feel like it's fitting to keep it in my travel binder. Okay, and then lastly, we are going to be incorporating a savings challenge binder. So I'm going to be repurposing Joe's old binder. I really just like this color. I think it goes well with my setup, and this is going to house all our savings challenges. So this is going to be quite interesting, but these are the savings challenges that I plan on taking with me into the new year. So Kurami, my Just a Girl Who Lifts, and my ramen challenge. So I'm going to move these to the front. I believe these will be finished probably in January. So I don't mind rolling them over. This is kind of hinting toward what my Disney Savings Challenge will be. If you know, you know. Definitely comment down below if you think you know who it's going to be from. And then I have these savings challenges that I can kind of choose from, and some that I will definitely incorporate. So let's first move over the ones that have an envelope with them. So these are from Rain Budgets and then Whimsy and Wallet. So just to kind of show you, this is from Rain Budgets. This is from Whimsy and Wallet. And then this is also from Rain Budgets. Okay, so let's just put this in here, no particular order. I decided I kind of wanted like a savings challenge binder because I just feel like it's a bit more organized. And then let me go ahead and grab some envelopes. Okay, so I grabbed a bunch of these softer envelopes. I don't know how much of these will fill up, so let's keep it to the side for now. So I wanted to incorporate a few of my own savings challenges, so I was going to do my $100 savings challenge. And I sell this in my Etsy shop. It is linked down below. I wanted to do my $500 hidden gems challenge, also in my Etsy shop. Speaking of Etsy shop, I will be restocking the holiday savings challenges. I just like haven't had a chance to breathe, so I will be doing that. Actually, probably by this weekend. So follow me on Instagram if you want to keep up with the updates. This is from Budget with Maddie. So this is like a 6-part savings challenge and it saves you $500 over time. I'm just going to keep the one envelope in here so it doesn't get too full, or the one savings challenge, and then when I'm done with this I'm going to switch it out with the other ones. And then these are from Emzo Budgets. So we need that good bread. Life without you would be unbearable. So we're going to just pop these in here, no particular order. Okay. And then these are also from Budget with Maddie, so I have 3 of them, which I need more envelopes. But I have her mystery savings, I have her 2 princess savings, which are going to be funding my Disney trip. And Mulan and Ariel are my favorite Disney princesses. So how about we do, you know what, I might wait on this one, and I might just do, let's keep it to one of these. We'll start with the new year, because we don't want to do too much either. So I think that's good. And then these I'll just switch out once I'm done with one of these. Okay, and then we're just going to pop this back here. This is the Magical Vacation Savings Challenge. And I have a few things in my tray that I forgot to touch on. So, oopsie. Let's pop her back in. All right. So that is my Savings Challenge binder. So these are the savings challenges that I'm doing for the new year. I'll do that in the flip through, or I'll flip through this in more detail when I run through all my binders. Super quickly, I want to hop into my business section of my low priority binder, and P.O. box I'm going to put in the back here. All right, so here are all of my binders. Let's go ahead and line them up. Woo! Awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and start the flip through section where I'll flip through all of my cash binders in order, and I'll show you exactly what envelopes I will be using for this year and how they're going to help me reach my financial goals. All right, so if you did skip to this portion of the video, I do just want to quickly list out my financial goals. So my first goal is to get $10,000 in my emergency fund. My second goal is to get $2,000 in my car maintenance fund. Then it's to save up $20,000 in my future home envelope. And my fourth goal is to max out my Roth IRA for this year. And I did run the numbers. This is doable. I just have to stay very disciplined. So that's kind of the standard that I'm setting myself up for this year. It's my first year with a full-time job starting from January, hopefully till December. And yeah, so this is kind of how I want to start setting myself up for the future. I'm turning 25 this year, so I feel like it's the year that my frontal lobe is forming. It's time to lock in. So let's go through my high priority binder. So here is the setup. Okay, so we have my bills. These are pretty much staying the same. Potentially will get rid of dental insurance because my job might be able to hook me up. So this is now Joe's kind of like bill high priority section. So I'm splitting this up with a bookmark. So we have his wallet rollover, Costco, hair, gym, supplements, skincare, subscriptions. And then I did switch this from when I was setting it up. So we have our sinking funds, and these are kind of like our highest priority sinking funds. So we have car maintenance, emergency fund, and future home. And that is it for our high priority binder. And next we'll move on to low priority, even though I feel like the stuff that's in there isn't really low priority. It's just more like short-term variable expenses. Okay, so here is our new low priority binder. So I did switch this up a little bit. So in the beginning, or in the front here, we have rainy day, medical, annual fees, and miscellaneous. And then we move on to our true like low priority section, I guess. So personal spending, hair, clothing, I don't need to say every envelope. And then we have our business section. So this is pretty much the same. I just got rid of a few envelopes to kind of condense this down. And then PO box is back here. So that's it for low priority. Moving on to our holiday sinking fund binder. This is pretty much staying the same, and don't mind these envelopes. Okay, so I kind of put these next to where my heater is, so that's why they look like that. But I'm just gonna probably just keep it throughout the winter season. When the springtime hits, I'll try to make this look nicer, but you know, they're gonna keep warping because of the change of weather. So some of them are fine, some of them aren't. But these are basically the holidays I save for. I have a double Christmas envelope, but I'll probably fix that when I start. Actually, wait, you know what? Let me take out the double Christmas envelope. I made this before I got this envelope, so this one is from Savings with Grace. I just thought it was so cute. So there we go, all fixed. Next, we'll move on to our travel binder. This one changed slightly. So we have mini trips, and then we have our Disney World section. Then we have our Montenegro section. Then we have Alaska if we ever go. And these envelopes I haven't touched in a while. So this is kind of like, I don't even know what's back here if I'm being honest. But these are kind of the categories I would be saving up for if I did go to Alaska or Sedona with my family. But yeah, I know for sure Montenegro and Disney are the two trips that we plan on taking next year. So those are top priority. And then lastly, we have our new Savings Challenge binder. So I do just want to say, in terms of binder deco, I haven't really took the time to decide what I want yet. I will be using some of my stuff, some of other people's stuff. I do have these calendar cards that I totally forgot to put in. Those are from Crossbow Planner. And yeah, so I'll do that probably off camera or just throughout the week, you know, there's no rush, but this is the main setup that I will be doing. So I have my Karami challenge, I have my Just a Girl Who Lives challenge from Rain Budgets. I have my ramen challenge from Be the Happy Turtle. Then I have pastry savings from Rain Budgets. I have my cinnamon roll savings from Whimsy and Wallet. Another challenge from Rain Budgets. Then I have my $100 savings challenge. I have my why can't I talk? I have my $500 hidden gems challenge. I have Budget with Maddie's $500 savings section 1. There are 6 sections. I'm just doing it one by one. I have Emso Budgets. We Need That Good Bread. And I have Life Without You Would Be Unbearable from Emso Budgets. And then I have this Princess Savings Ariel from Budget with Maddie. And then I am waiting on one last Savings Challenge collection. It's called the Magical Vacation Savings Challenge Collection, and it is from Missy Money. So if you guessed that, congratulations. I love Missy Money. I think she's so cool. I love her channel, so I will be getting that soon. I did just order it, and I think it just shipped. So that's pretty much it for my Savings Challenge binder. I do just want to say, in my holiday binder, I will probably be utilizing my holiday savings challenges. However, I need to restock them, get that in order, and that'll be going into my holiday binder envelopes. So that's kind of separate. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I believe it's going to be kind of a long one, but I do have it split up into 2 sections. Let me know what your 2026 financial goals are and what you plan on saving for, how you plan on doing your binder setup, and yeah, just let me know how that's all changing for you. And I hope you enjoyed, and this is the type of content I do here on my channel, so if you do like it, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next cash stuffing. Bye!